Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week I wanted to talk about the idea of trying new things, and I think we've kind of touched on this in a few other episodes, but I wanted to focus on it a little bit more because I think that it's valuable to not only try new things as an artist, but as a person and as just a creative in general. And it's so important to diversify your knowledge and your experiences based off of the things that you do and that you know. And when I say trying new things, that can mean just about anything. So it could be trying to write music in a new genre, or just trying carpentry. Carpentry is one that I talk about a lot in woodworking because that's something that I really want to get into, and I just haven't had the opportunity yet, but I'm going to force myself this year. But yeah, it's just taking something that you either want to do or that you're interested in and just investing a week in it. And I think that there's a lot of really valuable things that you can do and learn from this. One, obviously there's skills that you learn that might be transferable. But more importantly, there might be just solutions to creative problems that are commonplace in one skill set, but not necessarily commonly known in the one that you're familiar with. So it allows you to find solutions to problems that either you might not know the solution to, or the problems to solutions you might not know that you even had a problem for. And it gives you the opportunity to expand your skill set in that regard, and that's incredibly valuable. The other thing that it helps with is it just gives you a wider breadth of knowledge, and that's so valuable when it comes to this kind of stuff because, in this economy, it just gives you a lot more things that you can do. Like with woodworking, obviously there's not a whole lot of things immediately that I can do with music, but once I get better with woodworking, I might be able to make my own instruments or create interesting interactive pieces that I couldn't do if I was just relying solely on music for my creative output. And I think that it's really cool that you're able to become a little bit more diverse with the things that you put out, because there's so many people doing just one thing, and I think it's valuable to have the extra skill set to do multiple things and keep diversifying in that front. So really it's about finding things that interest you and then just going and pursuing them. Like I said, I wanted to try to do carpentry. I really love the idea of making structures. And I think that whenever I move, my wife and I move, we'll have hopefully more land, and I'll be able to build a studio. And probably not all by myself, but building a studio would be so much fun. And I would learn a whole lot about not only how to structure a structure, but it would also give me the opportunity to kind of figure out how sound dampening works and how to properly construct a room based on absorbing sound and all that other stuff. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities for cross knowledge there, where I know enough about how to dampen a room, but if I've never done it, because there's just enough stuff on my walls in the studio that kind of does it for me a little bit. But if I have a blank slate to work with, it gives me the opportunity to learn and properly do it. And I think that that's kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to these opportunities to learn things and just kind of grow as a person and an artist. And doing one thing usually begets doing more things and learning more things and becoming more of a well-rounded artist and creative. And the word creative always kind of irks me. I think Adobe pioneered that word, but a creative person. There we go. But that's primarily it. Like, there's not a whole lot more to it than that. Just go and find things that you're interested in and pursue them. They don't have to be these huge diversions of your time. And I think that that's one thing that keeps people away from trying this stuff, is that they think that it's going to take like 3 months of their time and they're not going to be able to keep up with their normal stuff. And I think that it's possible to do this on a normal schedule, as long as you meter your time out correctly. And my plan for the construction stuff is to just take a class, just to go find a community college that has this stuff and just sit down and do a class once a week for a couple months. And yeah, I mean, the other thing is I want to make sure that I know enough about power tools that I don't cut my fingers off. So, I mean, I need those for music. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunities out there. And you just got to go grab them. You got to go find them and grab them. And I fully believe that you'll be able to do that. So this is all I had for this one. Just go out and learn stuff. There's always new things out there. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being a Patreon patron. That really does mean the world to me. And I hope you have a good weekend. Be remarkable.